Hi guys, so tonight's lesson is lesson 60 and we are finding a fraction to complete a whole. Sometimes we are given one part of a whole and we need to know what the other part of that whole is. Go ahead and look at example number 1 and it says 1/3 of the students are girls. What fraction of the students are boys? So there are a couple ways that we can do this problem, but we are actually going to draw a diagram. So we've done this before. I'm going to draw a rectangle here. Okay. And I'm going to divide my rectangle into 3 equal parts. And I'm doing this because it says 1/3. And if I have a fraction that looks like 1/3, my denominator is a 3. So I know that this rectangle needs to be out of 3 equal parts. And when I go back to my problem, it tells me that 1/3 of the students are girls. So I'm going to label just one of these 3 parts girls. And I can write 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. So now, if I look at my rectangle here, what fraction of this rectangle is not girls? Well, if I count 1 and 2/3, I now know that 2/3 of my rectangle equals the boys. So my answer would be 2/3. Now I can go back and check. I can take my 1/3 that I know are girls and add it to my 2/3 that I already know represents the boys, and I should get one whole rectangle. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and move down to the next example. Remember, if there's too much to write, go ahead and pause and you can write it and then hit play again and to come back to the video. Alright, example number 2. Tay found that commercials make up 1/6, I'm going to go ahead and underline that, 1/6 of TV airtime. What fraction of TV airtime is not commercials? So, you can go ahead and pause it and try it yourself. And then you can hit play and see if you did it correctly. So what I would do first, just like we did the problem before, I'm going to draw a diagram. So I'm going to draw another rectangle. And this time, instead of breaking it into 3 parts, it tells me it is out of 1/6, and so the denominator is a 6. So I'm out of 6 pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and divide this rectangle into 6 pieces, 6 equal pieces. Trying my best to draw 6 equal pieces. Okay, now, and if I look at this rectangle, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equal pieces. So if I go back to my problem, it says that commercials make up 1/6 of TV airtime. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of shade this and just say right here, this is commercials. And I'm trying to find out what fraction is not commercials, which is all of this. I know my denominator is going to be a 6 because I'm out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. So if I go back and look at my rectangle, how big is my piece that is not considered commercials? Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 rectangles that are blank. So my answer would be 5/6. I can also go back and check, and I can add my 1/6 to my 5/6 and make sure that I have 1 as my total answer. Alright, and now to the last example problem. Alright, in his science fair project, Nelson found that 6/7 of the mass of an apple is water. What fraction of the apple is not water? Alright, and again, I just like to draw diagrams because they are easy to read. So if I look at my fraction, which is 6/7, it is telling the bottom number, the denominator is telling me how many pieces it is out of. So I'm going to go ahead and try and draw a rectangle, and I'm going to cut it into 7 equal pieces. Alright, I'll go back and count. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So each little individual rectangle is 1/7. So if I go back up to my problem, it said Nelson found that 6/7 of the mass of an apple is water. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of shade in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I know that this part that is shaded is water. Now I want to know what fraction is not water. And if I look down here, I really only have one that is not shaded. So that becomes my numerator, and my denominator is how many pieces it is out of, which is 7. So my answer is 1/7. And then this would be considered not water. Today, you only have 2 questions for your lesson practice. So I'm going to read them to you. And it says, Lexi has read 1/4 of her book. What fraction of her book is left? Number 2, if 3/5 of the spectators were rooting for the home team, what fraction were rooting for the visitors? Go ahead and do these 2 problems and leave them at the bottom of your notebook, and we will check them tomorrow morning.